And now we are going to get into the third tier, which I don't know if many people know, but I think a selected few would know any of these. So if you're like a really OG, you should know most of these. So, yep, let's get into it. Mivrix, bad driver, claimed he won Season 3 Pocono race after going 3 laps down, and his claim was, well, I had the most laps. So make that as you will. The Gaming League refers to Dylan's old league in Puma Talladega, featuring Awesomeish, Noobify, Ray, and OG Glory, and also Happy Noob. Also, the 88 Can't Do That clip came to this league, so that race actually wasn't in NRRA history. I just said that, and it's kind of been famous. Justin Abling refers to the random time. I believe Dylan's viewers came to B-Dog's chat, just said some stupid crap. And yeah, D2 Talladega pokes at Degatona's commentary during that race. I mean, I don't know why he make fun of it. It's actually good commentary, but I mean, he kind of had to contradict himself a little bit. Season 1 Talladega refers to the photo finish in Season 1 Talladega between Awesomeish and Degatona, which Degatona got on top. Little Pebble refers to Doge Motorsports' old name before the NRA rebrand. I'll get onto the name even further because there is some more content about that. Sobe Series was actually planned to be the D4 sponsor, but Noobify just I don't know. Noobify didn't have time to host it, so the ambulances on the track refers to D2 Texas, and yeah, the ambulance was on the track. Ray J. Speeder Co. was Ray's attempt at making a team after quitting his job at TNR. I don't know why he'd do that, but that basically ended his career. The 18 curse. Drivers seem to crash out or just have bad luck driving the Doge number 18. Here, I'll give some examples. 787B, I'll get onto that name later, but he just crashed it out after a Daytona practice race. Lil Dave ended up missing the Final Four, and then his career turning absolutely to crap in Season 7. And then Ray, who's just been pretty off, and I think his image has almost been ruined at Homestead. D2 Season 1 replays refers to the time that Degatona actually made race replays consistently during the OG times, but never made public. Ray J's Racing is Ray's Penske ripoff for D2 Season 2 and never raced, like, ever. So, yeah. Season 3 Pocono was the Mivrix incident, unknown winner, and a redo between the top two finishers. So, yeah, but Mivrix didn't win that race, so. Binding the curb. Dylan's commentary phrase, once one wrecks. That's all it is. 6R Motorsports, Henry's D2 team, first appearance at Talladega, last appearance at Dover. This team, had no future. I don't know why he started it, but whatever. Daytona 250 refers to the peak of fun races in the MWRT fun races that we held. I did explain that back in the second tier, so yeah. The D3 Championship was an unserious throwaway at the Daytona road course between Dylan and B-Dog, where we had a literal person, another person who wasn't even in it, Tanuki, driving on the track, which absolutely horrendous. I don't know what Jova and Rover were doing, to be honest. I'd probably blame Jova more. TNR vs. Doge lawsuit was a joke lawsuit after Dega sues Doge over monopoly formations with Odoge. And, yeah. Maxwell Worship was an allegation that Max Wellington Motorsports is a cult that sacrifices Toyotas to Maxwell. This is real. This is real, by the way. Ivan announcement was B-Dog's D2 and D3 retirement, and it was kind of goofy, so that's why people made it as a joke. Stretched out Kyle Busch was the D2 post-race B-Tools moment, and it lagged out the server. The Rockingham Tunnel, basically Dylan becomes Bob the Builder and builds the tunnel in Season 6 Rockingham. The Charlotte Ramp refers to the intermission stunt show in pit road between the All-Star and the Coke 600 race. Jova Racing. Wow. You'd probably think of Jova as, the D3 host and a retired guy. But, nobody has ever seen Jova race, but he has. And he actually has a win. So, 3 wins, actually. So, It's lost media, and Dega, everybody in the OG still says that his driving was poop. Serping the field, the first to Serp intentionally wrecking Iron during the Season 2 championship, and it's basically became a joke now because that was a horrible attempt at winning a championship. I don't know what he's thinking. So, yeah. And that concludes the third tier. We're going to get into the fourth tier, which I believe, like, practically only a few people know about any of these. So, basically the third tier, but a little more unknown. So, let's begin. Rover Banana Peel was the phrase and gif used after every time Rover self-spun. Blood Debt. Could you play Blood Debt was the term that Soaring always used when he was back in the server when we were about to do a game night. Nobody even wanted to play it anyways. 77B crashed out during a Daytona practice race, left, and then called everybody slurs. Fun. NASCAR Unleashed was the old race place for the league, but we were forced to move after the game broke. Jova Angry Birds refers to the time that Jova was playing Angry Birds during the D3 champ race. That's crazy. The Season 3 AMR safety team basically refers to Oda's crew after every crash at Texas and a few other tracks like Pocono, I believe. And yeah, Ray 78 means Ray J Lovett's old number before signing with TNR. This was a Season 1 number, and pretty sure in the Gaming League, I don't know if he was in it. Daytona practice race incident was the 787B crash out place. D2 Season 2 Daytona road course was Rover and Dylan's battle. Both cars ended up doing a mods in 2021. Number 41 Chevy was Awesome-ish's old car when he drove a Chevrolet. Noobify's comeback, returned to Season 5, went on hiatus, last appeared at the Bristol race in Season 6. Didn't do anything later. Happy Chicken Nuggets refers to Happy promised Happy Meals if he won the Season 4 championship. Sadly, he did not, and Iron ended up winning. Las Vegas Season 2 refers to Serp's Trackhouse team, Rover, Iron, and Serp, who manipulated the race to make the 41 of Daytona lose. The Courthouse refers to the time that the league made a courthouse after the Season 3 Pocono race to discuss what to do with the finish. Yes, this is the Mavericks incident. Yes, I've mentioned this 3 times already. The Volkswagen concept was the concept that Rover made after Ford copyright scare in May. So he decided to make the Ford replacement Jettas, which is pretty crazy. The Battle movement is when Dylan met a person named Bal in Rostock Racing and wouldn't stop laughing about it, which is actually Little Pebble. Yeah. Freaky Fast Pasta. Creepy pasta. Fan fiction made by Daytona that tells a story about how Rover was being eaten by an Iron Wolf hive mind at Martinsville. Crazy. Mass, driver of the 2 car in Season 1, never raced after Race 1. However, he is actually back in the server racing D3, and his most recent race, he didn't do too bad. MMS Toyotas was basically the time that MMS actually ran Toyotas in D5 and ended up winning the championship with Rover. Rover's old schemes refers to basically his goofy schemes with this banana car and BeamNG cars, which he made for Season 3. Dega's resignation refers to after Martinsville Season 3, so I think a few of you should know this. In D2, Daytona apparently threatened to resign after Dylan and Iron started going way too far with the protests. Hashtag shit down D2. I'm going to make this league my bitch. Is Spanky G's first member of the Great Expansion said that he was so good that he caused other leagues to ban him for being too good. Yeah, that's probably false. The Clone Wars was basically Dylan's trolling after a race by cloning everyone and exploding everyone. Rocky's 9-hour marathon. So apparently Rocky Forge did a 9-hour marathon of American Truck Driving Simulator. Crazy. And yeah, that's basically about it for the 4th tier. I swept by pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie, but still. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all enjoyed the series on this Iceberg, and the next video is coming out very soon. I've gotten everything set up. I've gotten the thing set up. I'm not gonna leak it, but only Dagatona knows what's coming up next. See you guys.
Doge Motorsports. I gotta leave them. I have too many things in my real life to be able to stick with that team and stick with
that D2 and D3 program. Now, I will stay with TNR and D1 because I can still do D1 for Season 8, which I'm very excited for, but D2 and D3 just fall on days that I can't finish the season, and I don't want to go through an entire season, get to the playoffs,
and I can't race. So that's what's kind of led me
to saying I'm not going to race D2 and D3 next year. If I get the opportunity to race D2 and D3 again at some point, I definitely plan on doing it. What team? I don't know, but that time hopefully will come.